Hello people, this is Ryder here with the review of the Ultraman New Generation Stars DX Ultra Dimension Card Set EX New Generation Stars New Generation Heroes 02. So this is the second and final set. What's the wording? This is the second and final set that is in relation towards the Dimensionizer. As you can see, our entire lineup right there. I do like that it's in a different color, but that technically, again, and when you look at this, it makes these two the, because this is basically the entire style they were going for this entire mini line. I guess you can say the purple's from here, but I don't know. Now it's kind of weird because this is the only other different product. And there goes that set. Again, it's still in the same card backing packaging, which is kind of unfortunate, but I don't know. They were cheapening out on the packaging for the Dimension cards for the last 3 sets. So again, it includes another 10 cards, to which it tells you to use in the Dimensionizer twice and to use in Ultra Fusion Fight. Again, that's no longer active. And the lineup comprises of Geed Primitive, Trigger Multi-Type, Trigger Dark, Zero Beyond, Belial, Rosso Flame, Blue Aqua, Grigio, Reboot, and Juggless Juggler. I don't know why I was struggling so badly with that. Also, I guess the hook is neat, but it's kind of weird the hook is just... It's not in the middle, it's just on the right, so... I don't know. Also, it's just this box is flimsy because I got mine all dented up and such. So here we have the pile out of the box. Again, we will just go through them one by one once again. So here we have Trigger Multi-Type. He is T0TD-073. Again, I'm not going to go through the specifications as much. Excuse me. But obviously, just do a quick rundown. Name, / the form, finisher, stats, element. Again, really nice foil overall. Barcode for the devices. Again, number. We have the height, weight, and finisher. Name, barcode for Ultra Fusion Fight / the app. Power boost of some kind, and a description of the Ultra. And obviously this section for the D-Flasher, plus this arrow. Here we have Geed Primitive 072. So I think we have another situation. Yeah, we have another situation where they swap the numberings for these for some reason. You know, this one's pretty neat. Geed's red because I think he's heat or fire. And again, there's that. And then here's Trigger Dark. I don't get why they're not putting these in order, but obviously 074, he's purple because of dark. And then here's Zero Beyond. And then 075. I don't know what this one is supposed to be. But obviously it's not the same element. And this one's interesting for sure. So here's Belial, but obviously now in a new background. As instead of being gold, it's now purple, which I actually really like the purple. The purple really helps the portrait stand out and such. But with these cards, it definitely helps that these are basically the same. And I think it's also because Belial was previously a kaiju card. So I think in here he's not technically considered one, even though we'll get to that. But yeah, pretty neat. Rosso Flame? Oh wait, I've been forgetting to state the numbers. 074, 075, and 076. So this is 077. Obviously, because it's Rosso, he's heat or flame. Obviously, it's red. Blue, obviously aqua. 078. And obviously we got this light blue, which is pretty neat. And then here we have Grigio, which is obviously pretty neat to have this trio. 079, 078. However, Grigio is still blue because her element is this, which is kind of unfortunate that they couldn't make her yellow because there's barely no yellows in this set because the only yellow is Trigger, but that's because he's carrying over stuff from Tiga. But then we have Reboot 080, to which she's green, obviously because of the hyper key, but I also don't really know what this element's supposed to be, but I do like it incorporates a shield. So yeah. And then, last but not least, we have Juggler's Juggler, which is in the same vein as Belial, of basically being a kaiju card, or a kaijin, in a way, like a villain card. 087, 81, where do I get 7 from? So yeah, you know, we got a nice description of who. What the heck? Wait, they had codes? UMF code? What? Wait, did the last cards of these sets have those? What? Wait, what is this? I never discovered this. Wait, what is this? What does this mean? Let's hurry and use these in the Dimensionizer. We're taking too much time. So activate like so, and just start going through. Should have said this was Trigger. Thank gosh that didn't go through. So obviously, like, these sounds are technically those sounds were before the hyper key set, but technically they were for the hyper key set. Jeed.
Ultraman Jeed Primitive 身長51メートル体重4万1000トン必殺技は Wrecking Burst じーっとしててもどうにもならない
Still not really big that they just ripped the Wrecking Burst from the first episode, because it's just weird to have a mixture of Riku's lines. Like, obviously the first one is like from the first episode, obviously, but it's just like, I don't know, the Wrecking Burst, like, he improved on like announcing that, so it's just weird to like now permanently have that. Trigger Dark. Gee, like I ever want to hear that again. Obviously, not the phrase, just how they ripped it. Zero Beyond?
Ultraman Zero Beyond!
This is definitely going to be where the set becomes interesting.
身長49メートル。体重3万5000トン。必殺技はバルキーカー
Because when I press the sound effect button, obviously we get the grunt. But that's it. Because, as we're going to see, some of these cards were not programmed to... Some of these cards are actually reusing their previous barcodes. Because some of these... I think they just added some of these cards just to fill up the lineups. Even though they weren't programmed to actually have those ripped sounds. Because if we were to use Belial...
Ultraman Belial! 身長55メートル。体重6万トン。
And Belial doesn't have a finisher.
必殺技はデスシウム光線。
That wasn't it. I meant here. Did I do it for the demo? Here's Rosso.
Ultraman Rosso! Flame! 身長52メートル。体重4万5000トン。必殺技はフレームスフィアシュート。または火グレンの炎。シュー
Blue.
Ultraman Blue! Aqua!
Bolu.
身長51メートル。体重4万3000トン。必殺技はアクアストローム。
Aqua.
あとは水コンビニのみ。はあアクアストリーム
And Grigio is our new sound rip of the set.
Ultraman Dyna Flash Type.
Alright.
身長体重必殺技はソージェン光線。スペシャルモード Ultra Woman Creed.
There.
身長43メートル。体重3万トン。得意技はブリジョーチューチャージ。
So as you can hear there, they, instead of Hisatsu no Waza, it's Toki no Waza, which is like special attack. Because obviously Grigio's final attack is not a like big blow. So it's really nice to finally get that sound in some capacity. Reboot?
Ultraman Reboot. 身長40メートル。体重4万トン。必殺技はギャラクシーブラスター。ギャラクシーブラスター。
So obviously those are just carried over from the hyper key. And then last but not least, Juggler's Juggler. At least you finally got to hear that sound. I forgot to play it. His sounds are pretty interesting. It's saying his information is unknown. That's it. So, yeah. So yeah, this set, if I have to be honest, isn't as strong as the first set, definitely, because of the fact we are packed with repackages of cards, of certain cards, obviously because 3 of these cards technically are not up to specification. But obviously the ones that are up to, like, the specification, they're good, obviously. And again, like, I appreciate Grigio being the one that they actually finally got a sound rip for and such. Like, I do like the ideas. I do like the idea of Bellio and Juggles, or Juggler. I like their cards, definitely. I think generally the only one I'm confused about it, of its existence, is Zero Beyond, because it's Ginga Victory at least makes sense because that's like an actual Ultra Fusion as opposed to a fusion form. And it really shows that because you don't actually get the sound for the bulky cores, because again, these 3 were not planned for this entire thing. But like, other than that, it kind of like what I said in the last set, it is nice for the most part with these 5. It's nice to have sounds that were originally locked behind, or yeah, trigger counts. It's nice to have sounds that were previously basically locked behind a premium Bandai item actually in a retail item. Like Trigger Dark, like, this is the thing I kind of appreciate with Ultraman, because like, yeah, like, if obviously if you want the original device, then yeah, that's premium Bandai. But you can't just wait later on and get merchandise based on that character after and hope that they're retail. So like, that's the thing with Trigger Dark, because Trigger Dark you were able to get in like the second Trigger set, which was, I think, set 7? No, I think that was set 6 of the dimension cards and such. And then, so like, you basically are good enough for the most part with Trigger Dark stuff. And obviously Russell, Blue, Jeed, obviously I've always had grievances about, but again, I can't, this is not on this toy itself, it's more on the hyper key. What they did during the production, not the production, of the development of that. Obviously they're just carrying sounds into this thing. They're not gonna modify it, so they don't see anything wrong with it. But yeah, again, just like set 1, I got this off of Amazon Japan for like $1 more. So this one was like 900, which is like, I think kind of, I guess, lines itself up with how it is in the aftermarket, because I don't know why this set is more expensive. This set sells for like $20 at best. Is it because of Grigio and Juggler? Who knows? Also, I find the explanation of Juggler's card in the show to be absolutely hilarious and kind of cool in a way that it's literally both uh, Guy and Zet reminiscing about them. So like, just, I don't think this selection was like as great. Like, definitely, I think this set again definitely has a lot more correlation, because technically you compare. Technically, the only odd one out is Juggler, but because you can technically pair a reboot with Trigger and such, and like, obviously these 3 are a trio and these guys are a trio, so it's just like, yeah, Juggler is kind of odd one out. But other than that, like, I don't mind it as much. It's not as strong as the first set. Also, like, Did this come out at the end of February or was it in the middle? I don't know. It came out a month after all the other stuff, which I think kind of not necessarily hurt it, but like they just kind of like mellowed down the the momentum of the subline. But yeah, now to do this review, this is Ryder Movie People. Sorry, this is a minute after because the battery decided to die.